you need to start to appreciate your opportunity, the chance that you have had to be here, experiencing this moment, experiencing this creation, being a part of this universe would open your third eye. I acquired wisdom from appreciation. I acquired, and I repeat myself, I acquired wisdom from appreciation. When I started to appreciate things, God decided to open my third eye. Yes, I started by telling you, knowing myself, as broke as I was, life was such a beautiful thing. I remember when I was 8 years old, when I used to open my arms wide, and before the rain would pour, I was so happy because it was my happiest moment, seeing the rain fall. And I started to appreciate life. But God started to teach me a lot of things that is to do with life. And finally, I started acquiring wisdom. Before I acquired wisdom, I needed to appreciate you. I needed to appreciate every single creation, everything that I came to meet that had life in it. And so I'm going to share my story with the ants with you. That I had to appreciate a little seed, as little as an ant. I'm going to tell you what I learned from the ant. The most intelligent insect. You never looked at the ant. In fact, sometimes we see the ants and we go like that. Shh, we take their life away. We never took our time to study this ant. But this ant smelled sugar from maybe 100 meters away. And the ant decided to go for the sugar. Guess what? The ant didn't come alone. The ant came with 1,000 ants following him. Every one ant, they were all followed. And they went and they took the pile of sugar. This is the smallest insect. In the Bible, I remember Prophet were telling me, the ants, they even build their mountains. The ants, they save some food for the next summer. For the people who are following them, the little ants, they follow them. Now, I am going to use this ant as a white man, and I'm going to use the sugar as a black man, so you will know thyself. When a white man sees gold or diamonds from far, he doesn't come alone. He comes with his people, and he's following. And he will come, and he will take the gold. He saw it from far. A white man is playing the ant's role. So they say a black man is a bad man, but the black man is the sugar. Meaning that there's something sweetness, the sweetness in the black man, the sweetness in you. There is something in you that they're chasing you. They're coming for you. Somebody is coming for you because you are the gold. You didn't know that you are the gold. This is why I want you to know thyself. Because you are the gold. You are the reason why the ant has come with his army and took the sugar and built mountains. You are the reason why the white man has come with his army, took your gold, and built skyscrapers. So, if the ant or the white man has done so much out of you, I want you to start to ask yourself the question, who am I? That's it. You are the gold. That's your value. That's your value. I came here to instill this principled core values into you. I want to remind you of who you are. I want you to be aware of who you are becoming. The youth, of course, have a future ahead of them. And your future is the time ahead of you. This brings me to FJC's principle number 3. Time. Time. You guys are never appreciating the time. This time I'm standing here with you, I could charge you $3 million, because if I tell you what I'm worth in an hour, you wouldn't believe it. I didn't wait for anybody to put that worth for me. I said I am worth this much in an hour. That is the value of my time. This is the same kid that started as a penniless, broke child. When I found out about myself, and when I started to appreciate creation, I put value on myself, and I realized that my time here is all I have. That's all I have. You can't tell me nothing about it. I am going to grow old. I am going to die one day. And you will do the same. But before we both die, what are we doing with our time? I want you to see the importance of your time. Okay? Time is not a joke. If you wanted to be a footballer when you were 15 years old and you're 27 years today, you haven't become a footballer, my brother, forget it. Start thinking about being a coach. The football time, gone. This is time. And I'm going to share my story with time with you guys. Okay? This is in my book. The 7 stages of time that came out of the 7 principles of Freedom Jacob Caesar. Stage number 1. Life consists of these 7 decades, 7 stages, and 7 phases. You're going to be changing. And every decade is going to go so quick, but you only have 7 of them. And so, I would like to calculate these 7 decades with all of you, so you will be prepared for your life. Let's see how we're going to break these 7 decades up. It's 70 years. Okay? Your first 5 years, you know nothing. You're crawling. You don't know anything. Your last 5 years, now you know everything. You've seen everything, but you can't do anything. That's 1 decade. It's gone. You have 6 left. Okay? 2 out of these 6 decades, you're going to sleep it away. Every night, you're going to sleep between 5 to 8 hours. So 2 to 3 decades can go. But let me be conservative and say 2 decades. So now, you have 4 decades. This is the 4 decades that you want to build houses with, you want to get married with, you want to have children with, you want to become a footballer with, you want to become a jacapia with, you want to do everything with these 40 years. Now my question is, if you're lucky, you will see this 70. If you're not, you might only have 20 years or 30 years to achieve what you came here to do. If you want to change someone's life, if you want to change a society, you want to build a nation again, you want to build your mom a house, build yourself a house, buy yourself a car, buy your dream clothes, buy your dream whatever, you have up to 4 decades. Even if you were working and getting $100,000 a month, start to think that can you get all these things out of these 4 decades? Your time is the most precious tool in life. And it's the 3rd principle, but it is the most precious. It's going to run out. And this is how it runs out. By the time you're 10 years, heading to 20 years, everything is beautiful. You don't have to pay for your rent. You don't have to pay for your fees. You don't have to pay for anything. So life is beautiful. Life says, good morning. It's always beautiful when you don't have to pay for anything. By the time you hit your 20s and get into 25, you start to think about your old days when you had everything. You had energy, you had time, you had fun, you had everything, but you were broke. Now that from 20 to 35, you have begun to work for yourself. You have everything. You have your car, you probably have a wife, you're successful, but you don't have time anymore. You're running out of time. Everybody wants a part of you. So you've lost time. And that's the time that life comes to you and say, hello, good afternoon. You're halfway through your 7 decades. So life has come to greet you. And then it begins all at 40. When you have your wife, when you have your kids, when you have a life and you want to relax, you're a secretary, you're going to stay as a secretary for the rest of your life. Okay? If you are, unless you're KFC, it'd probably be a miracle. But whatever you are, by the time you hit 40, you would like to maintain it. Don't start dreaming. It's too late to dream. Maybe you should go for a vision, but don't dream. Now, getting to your 40s to your 50s, now you've realized that you've done whatever you have to do in life. Your kids are growing. You rented yourself a home or you built your mom a home. You know, you're beginning to see that there is the youth behind you and you can't do what the youth do anymore. So you're 10 years away from retirement. Now you want to retire at the age of 60. You have money, you have lived life, you have everything, and now you want time to rest. You have the time, although it's not enough, but there's one thing missing. Your health begins to go backwards. Your health is telling you you need more rest. And at this point, life comes back and says to you, good evening. You only have 10 years more to reach your 7 decades. And if you reach these 7 decades, any years after that, it's God's given bonus. But life has already said to you, good night. It's over. From there going, anything can happen. So I decided to share this speech with the youth today because I want you to see what is ahead of you with your time. If you can see what your time is going to do for you, if you are 18 today, if you are 20 today, if you are 15 today, if you are 25, if you are 30 today, you've got 4 decades. You can pull the brakes now. If you think you're not doing the right thing, you've got time. You've got time to impact this world, to impact society, to impact your family, to make a change. So when you die, I'm sure God will be there and He will salute you and say, my son or my daughter, what do you want to be next? You are a great achiever. I'm going to send you back. Your value of your time. You should never play with it. You should not let anybody confuse you with it. Your time belongs to you. Everybody has this time. That is the unique, peculiar gift God gave us after creation. Time. Please, if you forget time, forget freedom. If you forget freedom, forget cheddar. And if you forget cheddar, forget money. I want you to keep this core principle with you because that's what I'm leaving with you. It's a capital. I don't go around speaking and giving speeches. I simply know how to acquire my wealth. So I don't have to try and speak to everybody to impress them about my wisdom or my knowledge, because I know how to get paid. But I'm doing this for free because I want you to know that freedom is standing right here with you. And that's the value I'm going to give you. Now let's go to principle 4. See, people might not take this very serious, but it's relationship management. A relation is okay, I always say to people, but the ship can be a problem. The relationship that you have with people on this earth, that is basically how you're building your empire. You're building your empire by the relationships that you're having with people. Is that you, Sandra? Sorry. You are building your empire with the relationships that you have made on this planet. So, my relationship with Pastor Brian today, it means that Pastor Brian can open the door for me to impact 1,000 or 10,000 kids. That 10,000 kids can impact another 20,000 people. That 20,000 people can impact another million people, and it can keep going and going and going. So I value that relationship. I have to manage it. I have to hold it. I can't throw it away. So if Pastor Brian is one of the people on my right hand, let's see who is on my left hand that I have to manage this relationship. This could be your mother. See, my relationship with my mother is for me to understand that if somebody can carry me, a knucklehead person like me, a tough warrior like me for 9 months, and take care of me for all that time, and I have something to pay her back, I need to do whatever I have to do to manage this relationship and manage Pastor Brian's relationship, and manage the relationship with the other friend who is blind, and manage the relationship with my friend who is playing the drums, and manage all the relationships around me. I learned this from the story of Christ. He managed 12 people around him. Some of them were cool. Some of them were fishermen. But some of them were betrayals. There were different types of people, but he managed all of them around him. If you want to be successful, if you want to become wealthy, if you want to become a leader, you cannot be a leader without you managing these relationships. Because a leader is not chosen based on relationships. A leader is chosen because one has valued the relationships among society. He goes to them. They don't come to him. They only chose him. That's why he's the leader. But the leader went to them. He's the one that manages the relationship. It's not the people who believe in the leader that is managing the relationship. It's the leader who has managed the relationship. So I would like you guys to understand that whatever relationship that you have, manage it. I don't know if it's your girlfriend relationship and you have to break up with them. It doesn't mean that the fact that you're breaking up with them means you have to break away from them. You have to manage the relationship. Because you never know, she could be standing at heaven gates. Yes, she could be the last one waiting for you. You have to manage it. Because if you don't, and you saw her at the gates, you know where you're going, right? So that's the value of managing relationships. It's basically the foundation of wealth, success. Managing relationship is key. I have different types of friends. One of my friends is blind, completely blind, and he's one of my best friends. And I don't want to go into that story today, but I managed a relationship for 4 years until I found out that Brown is an angel who came to this earth to deliver a message. And it took me 4 years for me to understand the message that is coming from a blind person. His words to me was, Cheddar, you are one of the greatest, and his eyes was closed. And I said, yeah? Okay, why? And then he says to me, the greatest tragedy that befell on a man is a man with a sight but without a vision. And you have a lot of that. I still didn't understand Brown. I mean, you can clap if you want to, but I want to tell you my story. I didn't understand Brown. I thought he just quoted something for me. But I kept thinking about it over and over and over and over. Then it dawned on me and said, the greatest tragedy that befalls on a man is a man with a sight, but without a vision. Then I realized it was a blind person that told me. So how did this blind person know about a sight and a vision? That's how the angel speaks. So from that very moment, Brown made me know the greatness in me. It didn't take CNN or BBC to come and tell me that you are great. No, it took a blind person. That relationship that I managed, he told me I'm great. It took me 4 years. I had to rent him a house, I had to buy him a fridge, I had to buy him a microwave, I had to make sure he's fine. And after I got him everything, I asked him, is there anything else I can get? He said yes. What is it? TV. Yes, he believed that he can see. So I asked him, how you gonna watch TV, Brown? He said, don't worry, I'll follow it. My message to you is, don't be bothered with what you're looking at. Really, watch where you're stepping. Because that's the only thing you need to follow. Don't just let your eyes be the sight that decides for you. Because you don't lead by watching. You lead by walking. You lead by walking. And I repeat it, there's somebody in the house hearing me now. I said you lead by walking. You don't lead by watching. So all of those who have been watching me and judging me, I am here today. I am delivering the message to you yourself. That don't just watch me. Watch my step. Follow my journey. Understand the value of where I'm traveling to. Because I am walking towards a destiny. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're looking at. I don't know what you're saying. But you show me where you're going, and I will roll with you. Anyone here that shows me where they're going, I will roll with you. I need to know where you're going. I know where I'm going. I know myself. I know my principles. I know my core values. And you know what? I appreciate me. If you don't like me, it's okay. But I appreciate me. I want you to start to appreciate yourself. You don't need anybody to make you. I want this spirit to enter you this very moment. You don't need anybody. The only reason why CNN is talking about you is because there's something great in you. Don't let them lie to you. The only reason why you're on Ghana television is because they've seen something great about you. The only reason why you're mentioning the name freedom is because I am representing something. Something that has got your eyes looking. Something that has got your mouth speaking. Something that has got your legs walking. Now you want to follow. You have to watch your step. Because all the time that I told you about, you're going to be walking through a journey. And keep your eyes there. Watch your step. Don't waste your time. Don't talk about people. You know, the only reason why they talk behind my back is because they're behind me. That's why I never look. I don't look. I am just going. And the pace that I'm going with, no one can stop me. Because I'm used to my own steps. Even when I slip, I know how to get back up. Even when I fall, I know how to pick myself up. Even when you stop me, I know how to pull my way through. I will die. I will die. I will use my 70 years so powerful that it will impact generations and nations. I will impact the youth. I want to change not only my country, but I want to change my color. And I'm not saying that I want to become Michael Jackson. No, I want to stay black. But I want the world to understand that black mentality can also be full of wisdom. It can also be full of achievement. It can also be full of great things. Most of these things that I've done that look so big for some people, I did it in one day. Now, I don't know what to say and how God is going to elevate me in my next decade. But we're definitely taking steps together. I'm not alone. I don't stand alone. There is a great spirit. That spirit that is in you is in me. The only difference is you don't see it, but I see it. I am not alone. I want you to find that spirit in you and let it work for you. It can't be the pastor that put it in you. It's not going to be the teacher that put it in you. It's not just going to be somebody that will put that in you. You need to discover that yourself. And if you follow this principle, core principles, you are going to discover yourself. Please make sure before you die, you discover yourself. Even at your last year, when you discover yourself, remember me. Remember me that I told you to know thyself. Let me take you to my sixth. Do I have time? I have two more principles, and then maybe we can get some questions. But my sixth one is, oh, is it 5? Yes. Oh my gosh. So you guys are really following the steps, not just the talk. Okay. All right, so my fifth principle is going to be money. Dollars, cha-cha-cha-cha, CDs, naira. Now, I just want to teach you about money. I'm not going to teach you how to become rich. I'm going to teach you what money is. And you decide for yourself what you want out of it. Money, I told you from the beginning that I was broke, penniless, broke. Hey, I had to look for this girl. But money is also the invincible devil. And this devil is also created by the omnipotent creator. What a controversy. So maybe God is a mathematician. Great thing for you to find out. Money is the biggest thing that is moving the world and shaping it left, right, center. It's tricking us, it's playing us, it's killing us, it's stopping us, it's doing all sorts of things to us. But nobody wants to take the time and look at this girl, money. Everybody is just chasing it. Wow. But I have something to share for you with money. It's a very, 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 very powerful being. Money has human in it. Money has a spirit in it. Money is powerful. God created it, but it's very powerful. And today I want to share that with you because the president is looking for it, the bishop is looking for it, the prostitute is looking for it, the working person is looking for it, everybody is looking for it. So who is this money? And I know you're all looking for it too. But I just want to hear, is there anybody here not looking for it? Everyone is looking for it. Yes. Well, let me break it down for you. M, money. M says many will die for me. O says, over me, many will die. N says, never will you and I say no to I. Please follow this code and see how powerful money is. And then E is telling you that eternal is my life. Every one of us came to meet it. Every one of us left it. From King Solomon to David to Kwame Nkrumah and freedom and Cheddar, one day is going to leave it. But money is still here. Please, don't you want to get a minute for yourself and ask money some questions and stop chasing money? At least take a minute, take a day, and try and find why money. Why did God even create it in the first place? You would understand the value of life if you ask these questions. As I repeat it again, those who know the value of life will find out what the money is worth. I'm going to repeat it again. For those who know the value of life would understand what the money is worth. That's the only thing that controls us. Okay? I don't know which one that we're worshiping, but if they put you in a church for 8 hours, you're going to get up and go out and say, this pastor is preaching for too long. You will go out. But you wake up from Monday to Saturday, and you work over 40 hours just to get paid. So I want to know, who do you think people are worshiping? Because are they pretending that they're worshiping God or they're worshiping money? And I want to know. Because I want, if you want this money, you need to understand its consequences of life and money. Because that's my fifth principle. And guess what? Money used to be my girlfriend, but now she's not. She's something else for me that I can't tell you about because I elevated. I went from money and I elevated to another step, what money couldn't buy, freedom. And that's my sixth principle, your freedom. You need this more than anything. See, a lot of people think when they get the money, everything will be okay. Lie. Get it and see. There will be more problems after the money than you ever expected. But freedom becomes the core principle, the sixth principle that you need to make it to the seventh. If you make it to the seventh, you're truly God's son. The seventh day is the Sabbath day, and that's the code. Don't lose the 7 principles. Don't lose the 7 decades. Don't lose the 7 phases. And don't lose the 7 stages. Because even the Bible warned you that the Creator is number 7. That's when he took his time out. So you need to follow the code. Now, freedom. People underestimate what freedom is. Because when you have freedom, you can't see the value. When you lose freedom, you will pay anything for freedom. Because you have it, you don't know. It's like the air you breathe, it's freedom. When you have the air that you're breathing, you don't pay for it. So you don't know, you don't value it. When you start running out of this breath now, you will pay anything to get this breath back. When you lose your chance of having this opportunity of speaking, the freedom of being who you are, if somebody took it away from you and you had 1 billion in the bank and they told you, give me that money and let me give you your freedom back, you will give it. So freedom, it's more expensive than money. It's very much needed. This takes us to Africa. You think you have the freedom? No. If you had the freedom, I won't be here today. You just had your independence. You haven't gotten your freedom yet. You need your freedom of thought, your freedom of wealth, your freedom of riches, your freedom of happiness. You don't have it. I am here to share that with you, to let you know how important this freedom is. I'm not here to tell you about the houses I built, all the cars I bought, all the watches I got. In fact, if I tell you about that, you're going to become my enemy, so I don't want to. I will share this cause with you. I want to share this principle with you, that freedom is the biggest thing for the black nation worldwide. This is what we need. This is what we need to restore our value back. We need that freedom of thought and freedom of wealth, being able to create our own, being able to build our children from scratch as business people and not workers, as industrialists and economists, self-made presidents and not a democratic president. I'm sorry, but I mean, this might just choke a lot of people all over Africa, but I just think that if we are going to be presidents, we have to be presidents by our own, from our own, not from someone else's constituency. One day, I pray that God changes this narrative for black people all over Africa and all over the world. It's part of the freedom movement that I would like to change. But then back to the freedom. I am saying that if you understand the value of this freedom, and I'm going to explain it, most people think that when you become successful, you can be happy. No. Being successful doesn't necessarily bring happiness. Maybe you should find the happiness first, and it can lead you to success. This is freedom. When you know what you're capable of, when you know what you can contribute to society, the impact that you can bring to generations, you already have a value. You're free in a spirit, and you can do whatever you want to do, even though they want to question you. You have no answers for them. God's grace cannot be questioned, period. And that's freedom. It's an eternal freedom. It's eternal. Nobody should take this. When you have this, anyone that have this from now onwards, it's either richer than freedom or as rich as me. Because you think my wealth is those things? No. No, it's not those buildings. I told you I did all that in 1 decade. It's not. It's materials. It's buildings. It's cars. I'm not going to be buried with this. I'm not going to take this value with me. I will leave it behind. But one thing that I'm going to leave with you, that you will remember me for a legacy, is these principles I've shared with you today. It's my investment to you. It's very important that I could have given you money, you spend it. I can give you a ride, but tomorrow you jump on a trolley. I could do anything, and it won't last you for even a couple of days. But these words will probably even stay with you and your spirit when you're in heaven. I am with you. I am with you. This is my value for you as a black man. I stand for you. I live for you. I stand by you. I know you're wrong. I know you're good. I know you're bad too. I know you betrayed me. I know you said some good things about me. But regardless what it is, I am what you are. And you are what I am. And I know thyself through you. So I value you. I stand for you. Am I on the 7th one?
Yes.
Whoa. So now I get a chance to go when I can share this 7th one. But this 7th one is what all the 6 came from. My 7th core principle is wisdom. And I got a lot of it. You know, I'm very, very rich in God's kingdom. I am heavily rich. I am goddamn wealthy because of wisdom. I can stand with, the only time I have pride is when I stand under the shelter of the mightiness. I can say it, that I am wealthy. My wealth is endless. Because even when I die and go, you will see that this moment I shared with you has been shared with other millions of kids. And there is an impact that is transcending, that is traveling. I came as a walking memorial. I changed the grounds. I changed the landmark. I changed your streets. I changed your roads. I changed your lifestyle. I made you more hungry. I stopped you from getting angry. I made you jealous, but I woke you up. All because of what? Wisdom. You have to get this one. You are not a complete man if you don't have it. You are not a complete woman if you don't have it. Wisdom is the freshest seed that germinates in us. Nobody knows who we can become until our wisdom prevails. That's when we stand on stages. That's when we look so tall. But in real life, we're so small. That's when our pockets look so deep. But you can count my money. Wisdom is a powerful thing. And how did I acquire wisdom? See, if I don't share some of this with you, you're not going to get it. I thought I had to figure out what wisdom is. It was the most challenging thing. As much as I was asking God about money, and I found out so much about money that I shared with you today, wisdom was very fascinating. I asked myself, who do I choose? Ruby or wisdom? Diamonds or wisdom? I said, no, let me go for wisdom. And so my mentor, that I grew up and is still my mentor, was King Solomon. I love this guy. This guy used to cook for 2,000 people every night. His concubines were 700 and something. Listen, this is not being a player. He was something else. He fed 2,000 people. He killed 80 goats every night. His money in a sack. The coin, today they call it Bitcoin. King Solomon had Bitcoins. It was in sacks following him. This guy was rich. He was wealthy. But you might think that I followed King Solomon because he was rich, because he fed 2,000 people a night, or because he had 775 women. No. I like all that. But there was one thing that I really wanted to find out about King Solomon. And that was what took away everything that he had. I like you people to think like this. Don't worry about the problem. Don't talk about it. Go to the cause of it. How did the problem come out? And learn from it. I wanted to learn from King Solomon because I didn't want to lose how I am going to become the next King Solomon. And I'm not lying to you. I am going to become the next King Solomon. It's just that this time, I'm not losing it. When I found out that King Solomon lost his wealth over breaking the principle. In the Bible, they call it the commandment, the covenant. He broke it. He lost everything. He lost everything. I cannot afford to lose everything. So my wisdom that I got from King Solomon is because I learned about the greatest mistake by one of the greatest kings. And I corrected myself with the greatest person's mistake. You need to learn that. Don't talk about Pop Daddy. Don't talk about Nana before. Don't talk about them. What you're doing wrong. Learn from what you think you're doing wrong. And you grow. You will acquire wisdom. You will acquire the greatest things on this earth that mankind couldn't acquire. Because you've gained wisdom. You've gained wisdom from experience. You've gained wisdom from the things you came to meet on this earth. The seed, the money, the gold, the oil, the animals, the ants. You gain wisdom from all of these things I have shared with you. I want to tell you something. When one man decides to change a nation, it's difficult. But when the heart of man change, then this heart of man can change the heart of a nation. And so, what I'm leaving with you, with all these principles, that don't make yourself become that one man Iron Man. Be a part of the man that contributed to the revolution, the redemptive, the reformative change of this planet, of this universe, of this country, of this nation. And your name will go in the book of the living and the existing. Thank you very much. Everybody name, Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Please, I thank Denise standing ovation. Thank you so much. Please take a seat. We are going to take 3 questions right now.